Welcome back, guys. We are going to delve into our optimal concepts of the week. This week, we're going to be talking about the power of smiling.
I'd like to quote Buddy the Elf and just saying, I just love to smile. Smiling's my favorite. So today what we want to talk about was the power of smiling, whether it be to a stranger or someone you know. And I found 6 pretty cool benefits that actually tie into health from us just simply smiling. So I'm going to run through some of these. I'll try not to read too much unless it breaks down into the studies. But number one, smiling releases endorphins. The power of smiling. It triggers a cognitive response that triggers the release of endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, which not only make you feel great, but they also work as a natural pain reliever, which is pretty interesting. Number 2 is smiling is contagious. Think of Buddy the Elf right off the bat there. You guys might consider yawning or sneezing the only contagious action. And you know how difficult it is to help yawning when you witness someone else doing it first. However, science tells us that smiling is also a natural reflex reaction to happiness and pleasing settings, meaning the very act of smiling itself makes you happy, and being happy makes you smile. This is how the positive cycle is created. Third, smiling boosts heart health. According to a group of psychological scientists at the University of Kansas, smiling aids the ability to recover from all sorts of general life stress. The scientists monitored a group of 169 participants who were asked to take one of 3 facial expressions: remain neutral, force a smile, actually by holding a chopstick in your mouth, or genuinely smile, which they call a full Duchenne smile, which I know we'll talk about here in a little bit. The scientists monitored heart rates while placing the participants under increased levels of stress, example, noise, putting hands in cold water, etc. Findings showed that while smiling, both forced and genuine, reduced the body's stress response and lowered heart rate and blood pressure significantly. The genuine smiling participants recovered from the stress at a much faster rate. Number 4, smiling to strengthen immunity. It turns out that laughter, or smiling a lot, is indeed the best medicine when it comes to lowering the risk of cancer and several other chronic diseases, for example, diabetes, arthritis, and several autoimmune diseases. Number 5, smile for success. I believe it was Winston Churchill who said, "The pessimist finds difficulty in every opportunity, and the optimist finds opportunity in every difficulty." According to a research study from Penn State University, this means that those who smile often are more successful. And lastly, happiness adds years to your life. If you ask Dr. Laura Kubzansky, an associate professor of society, human development, and health at the Harvard School of Public Health, if happy people live longer, you will get a resounding yes in response. Dr. Kubzansky led a 2007 study that found numerous health benefits to adopting an optimistic outlook on life. After monitoring 6,000 men and women between the ages of 25 to 74 years over a 20-year period, Dr. Kubzansky discovered that emotional happiness, enthusiasm, strong social bonds, positivity, and life engagement all extended life.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know there was a UC Berkeley study, and they studied the smiles of 141 photos from a 1960 yearbook. And going back to this Duchenne smile, it's specifically one that they say kind of taps into the limbic system, and it's really a much more genuine, wide grin type of smile. They were able to accurately predict the emotional well-being, the success in the people's marriage, and even just their overall life success. So it's pretty crazy that they were able to look at how they were smiling in a yearbook and see what their future held for them. And
That's pretty cool.
That's kind of one of those ones that'll be quoted in much of the research, and and talking about the longevity, and I guess it's about 7 years lengthening of the lifespan that people see if you're a bigger smiler. Now, cool. I gotta say, I find myself not being a big smiler. I think it comes back to I didn't have braces until I was an adult. I had to have a sleep apnea surgery for my throat. Kind of just was totally narrowed, and it had to get widened out. So I had braces in preparation for the surgery. So I went until age 29, and I just really didn't love my teeth. So I found myself really not smiling very much. And even when I smile now, generally I'm not a big toothy smile there, despite the fact that I had the braces.
Right.
I just find myself being being kind of a grim look, and people will always come up and they're like, "Why are you so mad?" I'm like, "I'm not mad," and I don't smile. I know I need to do it more, and I've tried to work on that over the last couple years, and I think it does portray a little bit different. And me being a bigger guy, I think it's almost off-putting to somebody who doesn't know me. I mean, I'm generally a pretty happy person, and I'm not rainbows and butterflies all the time, but at the same time, I'm a generally happy guy. And it just doesn't always show on my outward face. And sometimes even when I'm watching our videos, I'm like, stop sitting there looking like you're mad at the world.
Yeah.
So I do have to catch it, and apparently I'll live longer if I do.
Well, and when you do smile, you specifically, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, like that must have been really funny, or he's having a great time. But no, I've known Craig forever, and he is a happy guy all the time. But it's just interesting, like you said. If I think my little brother Noah and my sister Marina as well, they both have a little bit of a hard time opening up the complete smile. Based upon how their teeth structure is, but with orthodontics and stuff like that, it's been helping them feel more confident in their smile. So, cheers to smiling.
Yeah, it's real weird, and I'm going to be just a teeny bit off topic, but of recent, in the, I guess, political correct climate that we're in, people have of recent determined that it's like offensive to tell somebody smile. I really don't get that. Like, and I'm not again, I know that I'm not always smiley, but if somebody came up to me and said, "Oh, smile," I'm not going to take offense to that.
Right.
So, but now if a man goes up to a woman and says, "Hey, smile," it's offensive. I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't think I was tuned into that, but now I'll start seeing if I'm picking up on it or whatnot.
I
feel like I smile all the time to the point where it becomes the norm, and if someone sees me not smiling, they might question, like, everything good? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I've just always smiled. It's not on purpose. It just comes naturally.
That's good. And yeah. I do think that if we all smiled a little bit more, we'd probably have a better positive interaction with each other. So all the personal benefits, but then the interpersonal benefits amongst our relationship with others, I think that we can really work on that. So,
and even in one more thing too, I think there's a confidence. I didn't see it come up anywhere, but I feel like there's a confidence thing too to smiling. Like someone you're more drawn to someone who's smiling than someone who might be. Not to go back to the grin, but you know what I'm saying. Like you almost feel like, okay, this person's more approachable, maybe. If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.